Did you ever think that a simple penny could be worth more than $100? What if I told you that the 2001 USA 1-cent coin, a coin you may have walked past or spent without thinking, could actually be worth up to $136 due to its fascinating history, rare minting errors, and increasing collector demand? Yes, welcome to our channel where ordinary coins transform into extraordinary treasures. So buckle up because today we're diving deep into the remarkable world of the 2001 penny, a coin minted in Denver during a time of evolving production methods, high volume output, and subtle errors that turned everyday pocket change into valuable collectibles, and this coin is no exception. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series which ran from 1959 until 2008, and while the design itself may seem common with the obverse featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln and the reverse showing the Lincoln Memorial, what sets the 2001 apart are the unique characteristics that can make certain examples worth exponentially more than their face value, starting with its minting background. The Denver Mint produced over 5.5 billion of these coins that year, and with that kind of massive production, it's not surprising that a few slipped through with significant and often overlooked mistakes, and that's where the real value starts to appear because collectors don't just want any penny, they want the rare ones, the off-center strikes, the double dies, the clipped planchets, the off-metal errors, and the dramatic varieties that can make all the difference. And speaking of doubling, one of the most sought-after traits in these 2001 cents is doubling on the obverse where Lincoln's eye, ear, or liberty can appear slightly shadowed or distorted due to die shifts during the striking process, making those specific examples fetch serious premiums. And then there are repunchment marks, where the D has been punched into the die more than once and isn't perfectly aligned, creating a visible doubling under magnification that excites numismatists and pushes the value well beyond $1. And we're not done yet, because there are also known instances of die cracks, cuds, and retained interior die breaks, all of which result from a deteriorating die and leave behind raised lines, blobs, or filled areas on the coin's surface, often making each flawed coin essentially one of a kind and extremely desirable to collectors who chase minting abnormalities like hidden treasures. And what's more interesting is that many of these valuable coins still circulate undetected, which means they could be sitting in your change jar, tucked between couch cushions, or hiding in plain sight at the bottom of your pocket, and that's why hobbyists are paying close attention to every 2001 penny they come across, hoping to find the jackpot version, and even well-preserved, uncirculated examples graded MS65 and above by PCGS or NGC are commanding high prices at auctions, especially when they exhibit mint red color and lack contact marks, making condition another key factor in determining the coin's final value. But let's not forget the role of coin roll hunters, dedicated individuals who search bank-wrapped rolls of pennies in hopes of discovering one of these elusive high-value specimens, and many of them have shared incredible finds online, adding fuel to the growing interest in this specific year and mint mark combination. And if that wasn't enough, the 2001 penny is also surrounded by rumors and legends in numismatic forums and videos, including whispers about transitional errors, such as coins struck on planchets intended for foreign denominations or older metal compositions. And while these are rare and unconfirmed in large numbers, even the possibility adds to the mystique of the coin and pushes collectors to inspect every coin under magnification and proper lighting. And the market is only growing, with newer generations entering the coin collecting space through online marketplaces and social platforms where stories of profitable finds go viral, causing increased competition and demand for these types of coins, which means the 2001 penny's value is only expected to climb in the coming years, especially as more of them are discovered, graded, and pulled from circulation, reducing the available population and increasing scarcity. And if you're thinking about checking your own stash now, you're not alone. Millions of people are becoming amateur treasure hunters, learning how to spot the subtle signs of value, from strike anomalies to color toning to weight discrepancies, because yes, even a few grams off could signal a planchet error or composition anomaly. And as we wrap up this deep dive, just remember that history often hides in plain sight, and sometimes, the smallest, most ordinary-looking coin in your possession can tell a story of production quirks, economic history, minting evolution, and numismatic mystery that transforms it from a penny into a small fortune. So go check your change, grab a magnifier, and maybe you'll be the next person to uncover a 2001 1-cent coin worth up to $136 or more in the booming world of collectible coins. And if you enjoyed this journey into rare coin values and unexpected fortunes, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on discovering how your pocket change could make you rich. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Next. Today, You're about to dive deep into the incredible, jaw-dropping story of the 2002 1-cent USA coin that's been stirring waves across the collector community, with its shocking value reaching up to $358 due to a blend of fascinating minting errors, production anomalies, and historical quirks that elevate it from a simple copper-plated zinc coin to a small piece of numismatic legend worth serious money. And in this video, we'll unpack every tiny detail, every error variation, every collector insight, and every twist of fate that could turn a humble 2002 penny into a hot commodity on the rare coin market. So get comfortable, stay sharp, and let's journey together into the overlooked world of penny wealth, where mistakes become miracles and imperfections spell profit. Because when we think about pennies, especially post-1982 coins like the 2002 1 cent, we typically dismiss them as near worthless in face value, but behind that coppery glow lies a world where a minting mishap, a striking misalignment, a doubling of letters or numbers, or a slight off-center cut could mean the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of dollars. And with the 2002 penny, several standout characteristics make it particularly intriguing, beginning with one of the most reported and widely documented error types, die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a coin planchet between them, resulting in parts of the Lincoln Memorial from the reverse appearing ghosted on Lincoln's profile on the obverse, creating a chilling yet fascinating blending of imagery that die-hard collectors find mesmerizing and are willing to pay high premiums for. And moving on, another error variant involves the double die obverse, or DDO, where the letters in Liberty or the date 2002 or even the motto "I in God We Trust" appear faintly doubled. And these are not merely optical illusions but mechanical repetitions caused by the hubbing process used in preparing coin dies. And for those trained in spotting such anomalies, even a slight doubling effect significantly boosts the desirability of the coin, with some DDO 2002 cents selling for over $150 depending on clarity and condition. And then there's the highly sought-after off-center strike, an error where the coin is not struck squarely within the press and results in part of the design missing. And the more dramatic the off-center percentage, typically 10 to 80%, the more rare and valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still visible, which maintains its identifiable significance to collectors. And those with 50% off-center strikes and a full date can command upwards of $200 or more. And then we encounter broad-struck errors, a type of misstrike that occurs when the collar die malfunctions or is missing entirely, allowing the metal to expand outside the standard dimensions, giving the coin a wider, almost medallion-like appearance while still keeping the core design intact. And these broad-struck 2002 cents, particularly in uncirculated or near-mint condition, have been seen trading for over $100, especially when paired with other visual errors like planchet clips or weak strikes. And speaking of planchet clips, these errors occur during the blanking phase when the metal sheet is punched to form coin blanks, and sometimes the punching overlaps, causing a crescent-shaped void or clip in the final coin. And when a 2002 cent with such a planchet clip retains most of its main design and has eye appeal, it becomes a centerpiece in any error collection and can fetch well over $120 in auctions or private sales. And then there are transitional errors which, while rarer for 2002, are still within the realm of possibility due to leftover planchets from previous years being mistakenly used. And though this was more common in earlier decades, even one verified 2002 cent struck on a 95% copper pre-1982 planchet would not only defy expected metallurgical composition but would ignite bidding wars among enthusiasts and dealers alike, especially with verification via weight testing and metallurgical analysis. And it's these little slips in quality control that truly bring the drama to numismatics, transforming what seems like a mundane mass-produced item into a mysterious anomaly whose very existence is questioned, verified, and debated in collector circles. And what adds to the 2002 penny's appeal is that these errors are not confined to a single mint location or die pairing, which means there are dozens of varieties, some yet undocumented, floating through circulation or buried in jars of change, possibly lying unnoticed in your own home. And among other peculiarities are the coins struck through grease, where debris or oil partially obscures design elements during striking, leading to ghosted or weak areas, especially on Lincoln's face or the reverse columns. And these struck through errors are common enough to be found but rare enough in high grade to be valuable. And another stunning variety involves repunched mint marks or RPMs, though not officially present in the 2002 issue due to changes in minting processes. Yet there have been whispers and examples in private forums of what appear to be remnants of hand punching from transitional dies, making the hunt even more thrilling. And what collectors should also be watching for is the condition of the coin itself, because error or not, a 2002 cent in mint state red, MS 65 or higher, with luster and minimal contact marks automatically begins its value climb, and if such a coin bears even a minor error, the value multiplies rapidly due to rarity of both condition and anomaly, and combine this with the limited number of professionally graded 2002 error cents in population reports from top grading companies like PCGS and NGC, and you get a recipe for steep price inflation due to low supply and rising demand from both investors and hobbyists seeking portfolio diversification or just the thrill of the hunt. And it's not just US collectors getting involved, either. Global interest in American error coins has been surging as social media spreads images and stories of these rare finds like wildfire, prompting increased submissions for grading and authentication from across continents, especially when influencers or numismatic personalities spotlight dramatic examples, and when you dive into online marketplaces, auction platforms, and private collector forums, you'll discover verified sales and listings of 2002 cents with mild to wild errors priced from $50 to over $350 depending on rarity, condition, and eye appeal, and while some coins don't sell at asking price, many do, especially when well photographed and accompanied by grading or authentication paperwork. And as a side note, always be cautious of doctored coins or artificially created errors, because unscrupulous sellers sometimes attempt to recreate off-center or struck-through effects using tools or chemical methods, but these are usually caught by expert graders and reputable buyers, and the key to success in this space is education, observation, and patience, because the more you learn about what constitutes a genuine error, the more equipped you are to identify one in the wild and perhaps cash in on it. And ultimately, the story of the 2002 1-cent coin is not just about copper, zinc, or errors. It's a story about how something so small and overlooked can carry hidden value, a testament to the chaotic beauty of the minting process, and a symbol of how human error, when preserved in metal, can become collectible history worth hundreds of times its face value. So whether you're a casual coin flipper, a serious collector, or someone just now discovering this fascinating world, keep your eyes sharp and your change jars close, because one of these days, that ordinary-looking penny might just be your ticket to an extraordinary payday. And if you found this exploration into the 2002 1-cent error coin fascinating, insightful, or motivating, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another chance to discover how your change might change your life. Last. Today we uncover one of the most astonishing stories in modern coin collecting history, a tale that begins with what seems like a common coin but turns into an unexpected treasure worth hundreds of dollars. We're talking about the 2004 USA 1-cent coin, a piece of currency many would overlook in a pile of change, yet collectors and enthusiasts have discovered its shocking potential value reaching up to $291 due to various rare errors and minting anomalies that have transformed this simple penny into a sought-after collectible. This episode is dedicated to examining in deep detail what makes the 2004 1-cent coin so special, how its production mistakes contribute to its newfound value, and why it's turning heads in the numismatic community. For those just joining us, buckle up, because this is more than just about a penny. It's about the fascinating world of minting errors, the unintentional marvels that can skyrocket a coin's worth from mere cents to hundreds of dollars. The 2004 penny, bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series. However, some of these coins struck in 2004 possess characteristics that deviate significantly from their intended design and manufacturing quality, leading to their escalation in value. Among the most significant and highly prized errors is the double die obverse, a rare condition where the die that strikes the coin has been misaligned or impressed twice, resulting in visible doubling on the inscription such as, "In God We Trust, Liberty," or the date, 2004. When visible to the naked eye or under magnification, such doubling creates an awe-inspiring effect for collectors and significantly increases demand. These double dies are often misidentified by the general public as damage or wear, but to an experienced eye, they are indicators of premium worth. Another major category of error that makes the 2004 penny stand out is off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned in the striking chamber during minting. These can range from mild off-center errors of 5 to 10%, which might only fetch modest premiums, to dramatic 50% off-center strikes, where nearly half the design is missing, which are extremely rare and can skyrocket the coin's price into the hundreds depending on eye appeal and condition. Equally noteworthy are broad strikes, errors where the retaining collar malfunctions during minting, allowing the metal to spread out flatter and wider than normal, often producing a strange disc-like shape lacking the usual raised edge. Such coins are immediately recognized as minting anomalies and are instantly more valuable than their face value. Another fascinating type of error is known as die cracks or die breaks, imperfections in the minting die that appear on coins as raised lines or lumps, often resembling lightning bolts or blobs. In 2004 pennies, there are documented cases of cud errors, a specific form of die break where a section of the design is entirely obliterated by a large blob of metal, typically near the rim. These cuds are especially popular because they are so visually striking and unmistakable, and their uniqueness makes each error one of a kind, a major draw for advanced collectors. Then there are planchet errors, such as clipped planchets, when a portion of the metal blank is missing before the coin is struck, resulting in coins with curved bites taken out of them. Similarly, there have been cases of 2004 pennies struck on foreign or mismatched planchets, where the coin is minted on a blank intended for another denomination or country. These errors create size, color, or weight anomalies that are rare and extremely desirable. One documented case of a 2004 cent being struck on a dime planchet caused significant excitement due to the coin appearing smaller, thinner, and silver-toned. Wrong planchet errors like this can drive prices through the roof depending on visibility and authenticity. The composition of the coin itself can sometimes trigger value fluctuations, especially if experimental or transitional planchets were mistakenly used. While officially the 2004 cent should be made of a copper-plated zinc composition, mistakes do happen, and there have been rumors and speculative reports in the numismatic community about a few 2004 cents struck on copper planchets left over from older stock or other transitions. Should such a coin be authenticated, its value could surpass even the $291 benchmark. Equally critical in determining value is the condition or grade of the coin. High-grade examples of 2004 error pennies, those preserved in near-perfect uncirculated or mint-state condition, are exponentially more valuable than those worn from circulation. Coins graded MS65 and above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command significant premiums, especially if they also feature prominent errors. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for 2004 pennies with both dramatic errors and high grades, a combination that's relatively rare given that most errors are pulled from circulation with signs of wear. Even small and subtle errors such as RPMs, repunched mint marks, where the D mint mark appears to be doubled or tripled, can attract value, particularly when verified and listed in recognized error coin databases. In addition to these visible anomalies, coins with strong eye appeal, striking luster, bold details, and pleasing toning tend to do better on the open market. The demand for 2004 pennies with unique colorations, especially those showing rainbow toning due to exposure to heat or chemicals, has risen in niche collector circles. These color changes, while not mint errors per se, still contribute to the coin's overall aesthetic appeal and collectability. The market for error coins has grown dramatically over the past decade, thanks in part to social media, online auction platforms, and YouTube channels like this one spreading awareness. Once considered oddities, error coins are now seen as fascinating artifacts of minting history, and the 2004 penny has become one of the surprising stars of this trend. Auctions have documented 2004 error pennies fetching well above average prices, especially when multiple errors are present. A coin exhibiting both an off-center strike and a die crack, for example, can generate a bidding war among collectors eager to secure a rare hybrid error. As more people check their pocket change and coin rolls, discoveries of valuable error coins have surged, but truly rare examples remain elusive and continue to gain value. Adding to the intrigue is the psychological element, the idea that such a tiny object, often tossed aside without a second thought, could be worth hundreds of dollars creates an irresistible thrill. That thrill is what drives collectors to examine each cent closely under magnification, to research minting errors, and to track price trends for specific varieties. This curiosity becomes an obsession, turning ordinary individuals into treasure hunters. And the 2004 penny, with its $291 potential, exemplifies this hidden value phenomenon perfectly. It serves as a reminder that even the most commonplace objects can contain extraordinary surprises when closely examined. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the hobby, the 2004 1-cent coin offers a compelling case study in how minting errors, historical context, production quirks, and market demand converge to elevate an everyday item into the realm of rarity and financial significance. As prices for key examples continue to climb and new varieties are discovered, it's not unreasonable to expect the 2004 penny's reputation to grow even further in the years to come. So next time you receive change at the store or crack open a roll of pennies, keep an eye out for doubling, off-center strikes, planchet flaws, or unusual colorations, because that humble cent might just be one of the rare and valuable 2004 errors that enthusiasts are scrambling to find. You never know when a coin worth 1 cent to most might actually be worth $291 to the right collector. That's all for today's deep dive into the hidden value of the 2004 penny, and we hope you've learned something fascinating about how tiny flaws can lead to huge paydays. If you enjoyed this exploration and want more stories about rare coins and valuable discoveries hiding in plain sight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content every week.